Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Tammy. Please stick around, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I post new content, which I do every Sunday. Today's video is going to be 10 ways that you can build confidence, maintain confidence, and keep confidence. Stick around and let's get started. Hi guys, so welcome back. Again, as I said, this video is going to be talking about confidence. Now, the thing about confidence, it's one of those things that you can have confidence today, you can have confidence for a very long time, and one incident or one situation comes along and you are just stuck in a point where you're doubting yourself and you're feeling like you can't keep going. It's so easy for this to happen. I don't know how or why, but it happens. And I think one of the main things that we need to do is figure out things that we can do in our life to maintain our confidence, to avoid this from happening. So think of confidence like a credit score. An excellent credit score takes a very, very long time to get to, right? You have to pay all your bills on time. You gotta not even miss one bill, have no credit cards over. There's all these things going into creating that excellent credit score. Okay, here's the thing. It doesn't take much in taking your credit from excellent to good, from good to fair, from fair to poor. It's just like a slide, one down, one down, one down, one down. And when you're at poor, it takes so much to get to fair. When you're at fair, it takes so much to get to good. And when you're at good, it still takes so much to get to excellent. So think of your confidence like that. You're up here, it's great, but it doesn't take much to move from here down. And it's really hard to go in reverse. So what we're trying to do is to maintain and keep our confidence so it doesn't slip. And we have to do that constantly. It's not something we can do overnight. It's not something that's going to come and you're going to work on it and it's going to stay put. You have to keep at it. And that's really what this video is about. And I'm hoping that helps you. I'm hoping these tips really help you in terms of building your confidence, maintaining confidence, and keeping confidence. Self-confidence is developing the belief in your own action and your own choices and your own ability. Number one is do more of what you love. So it seems very simple, but oftentimes we are so busy and caught up in our own family. For instance, if you have children, especially moms, we put ourselves last. I am 100% been very guilty of this, but you have to do more of what you like. So one of those things is I like doing these videos. I like sharing my knowledge. I like going for walks. I also like exploring nature, going where water is. It's a little bit harder when it's winter months, so I try to focus on other things. I like pampering myself. My self-care routine is so good to me. Like, I feel so relaxed. I smile when I'm done. I climb in my bed and I just feel happy. So you have to find what that is for you. Maybe it's drawing. Maybe you like painting. Maybe you like sewing. Maybe you like, there's all these different things that will be for you. You have to figure out what that is for you. Number two is affirm yourself. So cultivate a positive mindset. Again, this is about how you talk about yourself. So if you are talking negatively about yourself, you're opening the door for people to talk about you just as negatively and worse. Don't do that. Stop doing that now. Here's the thing. Wake up in the morning, look yourself in the mirror and say positive things to yourself. You're enough. You're worth it. Today, I am going to kill it. Today, there's not going to be anything that's going to stop me. Whatever it is, you need to boost yourself up. Boost yourself up. Don't wait for any man to boost you up. Don't wait for your friends to boost you up. You got to boost yourself up. Take the boost yourself all the way. Don't let anybody tell you that you got too much boost. Boost is going to help you step right, step with confidence. It's not going to make you cocky. We're not trying to make you cocky and full of yourself. That's not it. A boost is where you can tell yourself the positive things so you can get rid of the negative that come at you, and they will come. They come very easy. So when you're positive, you can just, to all the negative, just shh, shh, shh. right? That's what we're trying to do. Number 3, silence your inner critic. Again, back to the same affirmation, positive mindset. We self-sabotage ourselves. We self-sabotage ourselves all the time. Sometimes ain't nobody talking about you. Ain't nobody in their house asking, how Tamika doing? Oh, I hope she's not doing well, blah, blah, blah. Ain't nobody doing that. You have that in your own head. You want to go after something, you tell yourself you can't do it. Nobody is saying you can't do it. There's people cheering you on in the back. Even if they don't tell you to your face, there's people that are cheering you on. But you don't need for them to tell you that they're cheering you on. You got to cheer yourself on. You got to silence that person in your head that's telling you that you can't do it. Did you hear me? The person that's telling you that you can't do it is yourself. There is nobody else that's telling you that but you. And if there's people around you that's telling you that, that's a whole other thing. You need to get rid of those people. But first, you got to silence the critic in your own head. Get rid of the whole self-sabotage principle and thoughts and mindset that you have. That is killing you, seriously killing you. The next thing I have is keep productive. So when you're productive, you're getting to a point where you are tracking the things that you're doing, that you're achieving. So it's tracking your achievements, your success, right? If you're sitting down all day doing nothing, accomplishing nothing, your mind is going to wander. And then eventually your mind starts to question. Your mind says, what did I do today? I didn't accomplish anything. You know, I'm nothing. I can't do anything. Look at all those people having this great life. You got to stop that. If you're productive and minding your own business, focusing on the things that you want to achieve, you do not have time to worry about what people think. You don't have time to worry about failures. You don't have time for any of that. You got to be productive. And how you're going to do that too is small goals, small achievements, celebrate small wins. That's huge. So again, small goals, small achievement, and celebrate your wins. It may be simple. You know, especially someone that's battling any kind of mental issues or anything. If it means that today you got up, you had a positive mindset, you were able to make your bed, you were able to go to work, and you didn't have any negative thoughts that came at you, celebrate that. Go out, buy a bottle of wine, cheers to yourself, you know, celebrate your wins. Write it down. Say, you know, my goodness, I accomplished that today. That's great. That's what you need to do. Set those small goals. Make them realistic. Don't set yourself up for failure. If you have something you want to do, you got to do a goal a week, a goal 2 weeks, a goal a month, a goal 3 months, a goal 6 months, a goal a year, so on and so forth. You can't just be wanting something that's going to take you 6 months and expect to achieve it in 2 weeks. That is going to set yourself up for failure. So small achievements, small goals, small wins. Celebrate all of them. That's going to boost your confidence, because then you can say, oh my goodness, I set a goal for myself and I achieved it. It may have been small, but I achieved it and I did it on my own. Number 5, which is stick to a routine. Now, stick to a routine sounds boring, but get over that. Here's why sticking to a routine works. If you want to exercise 2 times a week, because that's all you can commit to, only do 2 times a week. Don't let anybody push you into doing 3, 4, 5, and then you can't stick to that routine, firstly. Parts of the routine can be exercise. For me, I walk, or I do my skincare routine. That is my routine. What time I eat, what time I wake up, what time I go to bed. Those are 2 things I would say I need to do a better job at, because we're not perfect. All of us have things that we have to change and be better at. And I would say it's hard for me to go to bed. And the reason for that is my mind never shuts off. It just woo. So sometimes I have to do a brain dump. So a part of a brain dump is taking everything that I have that's going and circling round and round in my mind and putting it down on paper, closing it up and saying it's out there, especially making a little check mark of the things that I can control and the things that I can't. Close the book and move on. So the routine can be what you eat, what time you eat, what time you wake up, you know, drinking enough water, doing your self-care routine, exercising on a regular, all those are your routine. Stick to it. It's going to really help you. It's going to help your body to prepare for all the things because it's used to it. Your body says, oh, I'm supposed to eat right now. Then you're going to feel better when you eat. You're not going to wait until you're drained and tired before you start eating. So stick to the routine as best as you can. Number 6 is write down what you like about yourself. So it's going to be what you like about yourself and what you like about your body. And the reason I say this, we're so good at writing down or remembering all the things we don't like, but we often can't tell ourselves what we do like. We have to change that. Write down what it is about you that you like about yourself. And believe me, something that you are sitting there and not liking about yourself, someone else is putting on their list of the things that they want. Do you understand that? You're sitting there saying, oh, I hate my hips. And somebody's like, I wish I had those hips. So always look at what you have and what you like about yourself and keep track of that. Every time, every now and then when you feel like you feel down, go back to the list. You know, if you've gotten a degree, if you've gotten your high school diploma, print them, put them up, put them in a binder, put them somewhere that you can open it every now and then, look at it and say, look what I've achieved. Look at my college degree. I did that. Look at my high school. I finished high school. What do I want to do next? Move on from there. Don't shove it away and then you can't remember and then you use all these things and tell yourself, oh, I haven't achieved anything at all. You've achieved something, okay? Number 7 is vision boards. I know it sounds silly. It sounds like something that children do, but visualization is super important in seeing where you are and where you're going to be. So I love using Pinterest for vision boards. Anything you search, you can find. So for instance, a part of my vision is maybe where I want to go on vacation. Again, it's a goal. It may be a long-term goal. It may take me 2 years to achieve that goal, but I put it because it's a part of my vision. I'll put my YouTube channel. When I wanted to start a YouTube channel, that was part of my vision board. Starting a YouTube channel, figuring out how I can share knowledge or just use some kind of platform to be able to speak to other women that could be in similar positions that I'm in or just, you know, where I've been before. So that was part of it. It could be you want a new wardrobe. What is that going to look like? Use the lookbooks and all these things on Pinterest. You can put together, try to figure out little ways that you can fix that. Maybe you want to be more financially stable. Use it as a vision board. Use it to plan your finances. Figure out how you're going to achieve those things. Number 8 is organize your space. And I say organize your space, I don't mean like you're going to go crazy all the time and cleaning, but try to maintain your home, your apartment, your condo, wherever you are. If you have a 1-bedroom bachelor and that is your space, make sure that when you enter that space, it's a calming space, it's inviting, it's not nasty, it's not untidy, because all of those things reflect on you. It makes you feel that way, right? But like, look at my space, look where I live. This is what I deserve. This is what I can achieve. There's nothing else out there for me. Stop that, okay? Fix the space that when you come in and you lay down and you want to write down your little notes and the things that you like about yourself, guess what? That can be one of them. I like that I keep my place clean. I like that my stuff is organized. Even if it means I only have 10 things, the 10 things I have is organized until I get to 20. Organize your space. So that can be decluttering your mind, decluttering the space that you're in. Just try to get it to be as clean as possible. If you have a lot of stuff and you don't know how to get rid of them, get some bins. Get bins. That's really what works well for me. I get a bin for everything. Everything has a place. Put it in a bin, tuck it away. When I need it, I know where it is. And you can keep a container, something that's there all the time. Any miscellaneous things that are hanging around that's making the space look cluttered, you can kind of put that in there. It's a little bit harder when you're a mom and you have kids as well, because it's not only yourself that you have to worry about. You have to worry about the kids as well and the things that they leave behind as well. Number 9, again, there's introverts, there's extroverts. So if you're a shy person, even if you're an extrovert, there's going to be a situation that maybe you're not going to blossom in. Maybe you don't feel like you're interested. You may be an extrovert, but at the same time, when you go around certain people, you may not feel as confident as you would normally feel. I think we need to prep for social situations, and that can be a business meeting, that could be a business event or a work event. It could be a networking event as well that you're going to. You don't know, am I interesting? What am I going to say? When they ask me, who am I? What am I going to say? I have been guilty for a very long time when someone said, hey, how are you? And what do you do? Or what you're about? Tell me about yourself. I always say, oh, I'm a mom of 2 beautiful boys. I'm a wife, right? There's so much more to me. But yet I always led with those 2 things, as if that was my only achievement. Now that's great, but there is so much more about me. So I had to get to a point where I would talk about my career, things I like, things I've achieved. It's hard, but you got to write it down. That's where the whole writing these things down comes from. So you're going to write it down. It's going to be locked in your brain, and it's going to help you to have something to say when the time comes. You can do that by networking. You can do that conversing with other people. You know, even in chats, like you don't know the person, use it as a way to kind of introduce yourself. You can delete the DM after. It's just, you know, one of those conversations that you can use that as well. Next thing you can do is research. Find things that you're interested in, learn about them. Find more information, have more knowledge. There is nobody out there that knows everything about everything. So when they're talking about the thing that they know very well, you have something that you can talk about that you know very well. That will show your intellect. It will show how knowledgeable you are on something, and it will help to build your confidence, because then you can be a subject matter expert and people can come to you when they want to know about that very thing. That's going to help to boost your confidence, okay? Number 10 is change your wardrobe. I know this one is a little bit tricky because financially, you know, sometimes we're not able to do that. I'm not telling you to go out and clear your closet of all your clothes and start over from that. No, I'm saying look in your closet. Are there some pieces that you've had for a very long time that every time you put them on, they're not as fresh looking, they don't make you feel well, they're not bright, they don't brighten you up. And I don't mean by color, I mean like they complement you, right? That's really what I mean. So you want to start slowly, maybe one piece, and then you use that one piece to build other pieces on, and then you kind of start to change your wardrobe and put pieces in that make you feel better, right? And that's going to really help. For me, I find when I wake up and I'm not in a good mood, I try a little bit more. So I put my makeup on, I do my hair, I put on a color that I really like my favorite color. So that helps to change my mindset, it helps to change my mood, it helps to change the way my day is going to go. The other thing I really want to speak to is stop comparing yourself to others. Most people aren't posting their failures. So if you're on social media, most people aren't saying, you know, I didn't have food on my table today. Oh, you know, I cried myself to sleep today. Oh, my boyfriend left me. Oh, I'm having marital issues. Most people are not posting their failures for you to see. Their failures are kept in quiet. And yet you're sitting in your house comparing your life to them as if you know what's going on behind closed doors. Stop doing that. So stop comparing yourself to others. Your life is your own journey, and only you alone can journey that life. You came into this world alone, and you will leave this world alone. Stop comparing yourself to others. That's the big one. That's my number 11 bonus. It's super big. It should have maybe been number 1, but I really just wanted to use it as a bonus. And then on top of that, I would say write a note or a letter to your future self. Talk to your future self. Say, in 6 months from now, I want to achieve these things, or I want to achieve this. Write the letter to the person that you believe that you're working really hard at becoming when that time comes. And when you get to that point and you read it, think about the mindset you're in today versus the mindset you're going to be in then. So I want to say thank you for sticking around. I know this video covered a lot. I know this video wasn't short as well, and I appreciate you sticking around. If you are new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. I hope you like my content. I hope you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I post new content, which I do every Sunday. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.